Hi guys, in this lecture I'm gonna teach you about Reconnaissance. So let's fastly get started with our presentation. And so in this lecture I'm gonna teach you how to set up your own lab for testing purpose. Means you can test your exploits and you can prepare attacks on your testing machine so that you can use it in the real world, so such stuff. And in this lecture I'm going to teach you about advanced gathering information like for port scanning, so to find out the open ports in your target machine, and fingerprinting, that's you have to fingerprint the operating system used by your target. So that's very helpful because you can build up the exploits based on that operating system. So let's get started. So first open up your browser, then move on to Google, there type VMware workstation download. Once you enter it, you'll get softpedia link. So just go ahead with this, because if you go ahead with this one it will ask you for registering an account, then that's just a mess, Joe. So just go ahead with softpedia and click on download. There select your mirror. I'll select yes, so fine. So once you download it and just install it, then you'll get something like VMware workstation. So we'll have a interface like this. So probably your interface must be a bit different because I'm using a 7.1 version, so there's not a big difference, but still fine. Now click on new virtual machine, then select typical and click next. Here you have to select an image of your Windows XP. So here we'll use Windows XP as our testing machine. You can install Windows 7 also, so Windows XP is much more compatible. So just open it, then click next. You can select even click next, then select your virtual machine name. Let it be Windows XP Professional, and I'll take it to D drive. I'll make a folder called Windows XP. Fine. So click next, then 40 GB is enough, so let it be 40 GB, and click next. Then if you want the Windows XP to be much faster, you can select it to 1 GB, but 512 MB is good, so I'll make it 512 MB itself. Fine, then click finish. I'll just pause this video for some time because it will take about 30 minutes to install, so I'll just pause this thing. So I have installed Windows XP. While installing Windows XP, you will be asked for installing VMware tools, so just install that also so that you can compatible your graphics properties and such things. So now let's get back to our presentation. So now we have set up our own lab for testing purpose. Let's move on to port scanning. So what does it mean? What does port scanning means? Port scanning is a process of scanning for open ports in the target machine. For example, if the target machine is a web server, then obviously port 80 should be open to browse that server, and if it's using SSL encryption, as I told you before, So then it should be like 443 ports should be open. So let's move on. Just uh, open up your browser again and move on to Google. Go ahead and type Angry IP Scanner. It's fast and very much reliable tool. So download it. So I'm using Windows 64-bit, so I'm gonna download 64-bit. If you are on Mac, download Mac version. So let's download it. I have already downloaded it. So once you download that file, it will be something like this. Wait 1 second. It will look something like this. So now you have to scan this system. So um, as it's newly installed, the default network adapter will be NAT, that is network address translation. So you have to make it bridge connection. Just go to settings and there network adapter, there click on bridged, then can take this thing and press OK. Now we have to wait for some time because it's setting up the plug. And meanwhile I'm gonna explain you about this tool. So here we have scan, can export all your results, and we have go to option. If you're scanning in a large range, then can easily use these options. Then you have commands here. uh, if you have found any open ports on these services, you can directly use it. You can add some of your favorite commands here. Then you have some tools like scan statics. If you have any doubts, you can go here. Fine. Now let's fastly go and check this IP address. Go to start and press command prompt. There type ipconfig. Here you see this is the IP address of this computer. IP means internet protocol. Fine. Now we have to scan this IP. So just type 192.168.1.17. Fine. Now um, press on start. Fine. Now we have got the details. Its host name is cyber something. Then let's see what we can open. Fine. Now this system has 21, that is I mean 23, that telnet protocol is open. Just quickly log in there and its username is type net user. Its username is administrator, so type administrator, and its password is let me. Oh, we have got a telnet session on this system, so let's see what we can do. Let's give a message for that guy. See, can you send a message? So this is how you're gonna uh, exploit the open ports, but this is highly hypothetical situation because no one in real world gonna let 23 open. And This is just for practicing purpose, or testing how you can log in into telnet sessions and such things. Now we'll see how to fingerprint the OS. So once you have got the IP address, just ping that IP address 192.168.17. So here you see TTL. So TTL means time to leave. So every TTL has its unique range of operating systems. So here you see 128. So 128 is the value for newly operating systems of 64-bit, that is Windows XP and such things. Here I'm gonna give this file. Uh, just glance it once. Don't memorize it. So we got 128 bit. So 128 is recognized as Microsoft Windows XP, and 16 to 31 is for old operating systems like 95, 98 and such things. And we have Cisco Routers too. We can find out a lot of things, but this is just a passive fingerprinting of um, operating system. In later part of this course, I'm gonna show you how you can exactly know which operating system and which version that target is using. Let's have a small recap on what we learned in this lecture. We learned how to set up our own lab, and we learned how to do open port scanning for finding out vulnerable ports open in the target machine. Then we learned how to do passive OS fingerprinting. Let's learn some more in next lecture. See you.